and to change around
Yeah,
spells.
yeah, and welcome everybody back to the world of Mundus. Thank you for joining us on your holiday weekend. I hope everybody had a lovely Turkey Day. Um, if you're not in, I think the United States, happy Thursday, and then joining us here on Normal Friday.
Define normal.
The United States is pretty much the only country that celebrates Thanksgiving. No, is the only country that celebrates Thanksgiving.
Aren't we the only ones that also celebrate daylight savings?
Ooh, echo.
Who's Echo?
You were
Echo,
echoing
echo,
through.
echo.
You were echoing through somebody. You laughed, and I could just hear it as echoing.
He was really loud for a moment there. Probably picked up on my mic.
Oh, could be. I mean, I don't even know if you would call it a country, because some states don't even follow it, I think, right?
Man, that's gotta be
Yeah.
really confusing.
I have no idea.
I don't know. My brain hurts.
I don't
guys.
think
Let's
Arizona
not-
follows it.
Yeah, probably. That sounds about right. Arizona does what they want.
Yeah, I lived in Arizona for a few years and they don't do it.
Ah, there we go. Can confirm, guys. Anyway,
Unless somebody in the chat has something else.
yeah. Seriously, drop information on us if you guys know more than we do. I mean, if you do, that's not surprising, but yeah, drop the info. I have to make an apology just because I have been a very busy bee, and have with holidays and everything else. I have not gotten the last week's episode up on the YouTube channel, and I haven't gotten any podcasts out this week or probably last week either. I don't remember now. I have been slacking. I apologize. I'm working on it. I will get that stuff out as soon as I can. This weekend is also going to be relatively busy for me. Maybe I'll be able to get them out Sunday night. So this is a good opportunity for y'all to catch up on what you've missed so far. I know the Podbean and other stuff is out through episode 45, I think. Jesus, 45, I think, maybe? I don't, let me just triple check real quick. Aha, I was right, 45. So, through episodes 45 is out, and check your local, or your favorite, podcasting service. You might find us there. I know we're on, like, Spotify and, Podbean. I know there's a couple of others. So yeah, check us out. You might, find us at your favorite place. And also all of our episodes are uploaded to my YouTube channel. After every episode, there is a link to my YouTube. Down below, there is a link. There is also a link to our Discord, the Wandering Sons Tavern, down below as well. Both are and in the chat and below, where you can join us, have a conversation, and everything like that. Twitter is where I do a lot of my announcements and occasionally post D&D like questions. So that is pretty much all I have to really announce for today. So that'll bring us... Oh, last thing. Due to being, we'll say, under the weather, your Dragonborn fan will not be with us today. Denock is going to be out, and I will RP him as needed.
He's got a bad case of scoliosis.
Sure. Anyway, that means that you 4 individuals can fight over who would wish to do the recap for this week.
I do it a lot. Make one of them do it.
Well, let's start with the basics. Who doesn't have inspiration?
Me.
I'm pretty sure Carden doesn't have it either, because he used it.
No, I don't.
Oh yeah, that was
use it
really
during the
bad.
fight.
That was a really good call to use it though, because you would have been oof.
I would have been absolutely fucked.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, go back and watch a few episodes ago, but basically, if Carden would have failed the saving throw that he failed originally, he would have dropped to 0 hit points and that would have been it. He would have still made death saving throws, obviously, but since he decided to use his inspiration, he rerolled that save and succeeded, much to my disdain. But nevertheless, dude, it was like a con save. It was like a 1 in 20 chance of happening. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, Carden on a con save normally succeeds.
Yeah. I don't know who that was, but Crinkling. Anyway. Does Carden wish to do the recap then?
Sure, if I can remember what happened.
That's the whole point of the recap.
Yep, I know. So, basically, we fought Bone Monster. Party almost died. Then we slept, got out of the cave. We got into asked about a dragon, encountered another party, essentially, while we were trying to cross this channel. And we crossed the channel. I know that's source periodic, but
yeah, can you at the very least tell me the races of these other individuals or classes? Classes might be a little easier.
I can tell you the classes. One was a Tabaxi rogue. I know there was a ranger, and there's also a wizard of the abjuration class. Tank wizard boy.
Very good.
Washbuckler rogue, I'm assuming. And Gloomstalker ranger.
Those are all things that you can infer based off of your knowledge, and I will accept this. Go ahead and take your point of inspiration.
And one very important note is, before all that happened and we left the cave, Katya broke his pact with Tenebris.
Oh yeah.
So lost all warlock powers and is now behind the rest of the party, level-wise.
Yeah. So effectively, for the time being, Katya is a level 7 sorcerer. Now, before y'all get up in fits and chat and whatnot, A, he brought it upon himself, literally, and B, that's not my problem. We have, Rona and I have been talking about a variety of different things and what may affect Katya and stuff like that, and being able to bring him up to speed, depending on experiences and stuff like that. Obviously, I don't want to leave him 3 levels behind the rest of the party forever, because that would make things extremely unbalanced and extremely unfair for him. So,
yeah.
There we go.
Because it wasn't already difficult enough before. So hopefully sooner rather than later, I'll be able to get caught back up.
Well, we shall see. Because you guys had just made camp along the new or this small islands peninsula, and you guys have begun. Sorry, you guys had just arrived, made camp, had some conversations, and eventually had a good night's sleep. I'm not gonna ask for rolls for tonight, just for that night, just because for the sake of brevity, it went without any kind of issue. Based off of the location and everything, it was fine. So, as the morning sun begins to hit and you guys are shaken awake, the morning is yours, and you guys have the day to yourselves, and your new companions.
And we didn't get robbed?
You want to check your stuff and find out?
Yeah, just to be safe.
Yeah, roll investigation.
Well, that's a nat 20.
That is a natural 20. You have all of your belongings.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised about that. I just figured, considering how things have been here on the surface since we got here, we were just gonna get robbed.
You guys have all of your belongings. The other trio is basically up and ready to go whenever you guys are.
Mm-hmm. I'm up.
If I remember correctly, there was talk about there are 4 islands in this archipelago, and each one has a prominent village, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, about how far is it to the nearest village?
Depending on the weather, day and a half, 2 days.
And we walked further, I suppose.
Why, do you have a better idea?
Well, I always have a better idea, but achieving it would be difficult without the proper means. If we could teleport there, that would be great.
Yes, because teleportation is completely possible.
Like I said, it's a better idea, but we can't do it.
I feel like I feel like D-Knock would probably say something about him working on it. Like, I'm working on it. Just kind of frustrated with the whole idea of, like, the transportation that you guys currently have access to is basically walking.
Yeah, I wish I had my horse back.
What if I told you you did?
What? What is that?
I feel like that was a smoke. Hold on, I think my wife might be setting off a smoke detector. 1 second.
Oh no.
At least it's not me
It's
this
either
time.
that or crazy.
It's not me this time.
Okay, I'm hearing a smoke alarm?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to step away for a sec.
Oh, yeah. We were just talking about that. I'm like, is that a fire detector? Smoke detector, sorry. Let me get that right.
I mean, same difference.
Well, if it's a fire if it detected a fire before it went off, chances are you're already screwed by the point you hear it going off, and then it's melting. So it's probably better that it's a smoke detector instead.
Well, fair. My stupid ones go off all the time if I'm making frickin' mac and cheese.
I cannot verify that the smoke detectors in my house are even modern or work.
Good.
Oh man. As we all know, smoke detectors don't need to work.
I mean, the only one that I actually know exists is in the hallway, where nobody uses anything. So by the time
I'm
smoke
back.
gets there...
Also, I'm a dingus. It wasn't a smoke detector. She hit a button on the carbon monoxide thing.
Oh,
So
yeah, that does it
Even
too.
better.
yeah, all's fine. And the
Now it's a
reason why
little
I'm-
bit more important.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm a dingus is because I muted myself in Discord and literally nowhere else. So I apologize.
Whoops.
It happens. All right. So he says basically, depending on travel, will depend on how long it'll take you guys to get to Nero. Is there anything you guys wish to do before setting out on?
Eat a quick breakfast of rations.
There you go. Mark them off. I don't think any of them have anything special for that.
Wait a sec. Sorry, I think I just realized I'm out of rations. That's the character.
Guess you gotta use that good berry that you showed us once.
What good berry? I don't have a good berry.
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Probably.
Yeah, the only people that get access to Goodberry, I believe, are rangers and druids.
Yeah, that's probably where I saw it before. I think Palif had it.
How
Whoops.
Maybe.
long have we been on the surface?
No. Denox's mother had the good berries, essentially.
Ah, there you go. You guys have been on the surface now for hold on, I gotta pull up the calendar.
Okay. That's fine. I just realized I forgot to move my rations over to D&D Beyond when I was doing inventory.
No, you're good. You're good. So you guys got sent away then. It is now the morning of the 4th. So you guys have been away for this will be day 10.
Day 10. Okay, fantastic.
It's only been 10 days?
Yeah.
Right. I have 21 days worth of rations left now.
That's
Jeez.
roughly. I might be off by a day or two, but that's I'm trying to do my best to keep track of where it is for you guys.
Worst case scenario, Valinar, if you happen to run out of rations, I believe everybody's keeping their share in the bag of holding. All you have to do is knock D-Knock unconscious and dig through his bag when he's not looking.
Or if worse comes to worse, and I'm pretty sure I've done this in front of you guys, I can create food and water.
And a lot of it.
I feel like you did that for a village once. Or
Suburb, but yes.
was that at the church? In the first town we visited?
I think that's when we were trying to track down what. I think it was
so.
like right after we met John.
Yeah, it was right after you guys met John, I believe.
Wow. That was a long time ago. I miss John.
Technically, he's not dead yet.
I don't think we're ever going to see him again.
So, you guys eat a ration, and then I need to know who is leading the party with the aid of the other group.
It would probably be me, not like normal.
Okay. That's fine.
Just because I mean, it makes the most sense.
That's fine. Cardin, will you roll me a d12, please?
D12.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to ask for survival.
So it's a different system here, slightly. Okay, so I have a
Fine.
question. I have a question to ask you now, because technically, with the aid of, I guess this would be Timbe. He also technically gets a roll, so it's like a roll at advantage. But instead of just giving it to you with advantage, I rolled for him. You rolled a 1, and he rolled a 12. So my question is, which number do you want to use for my for what occurs during your day?
12.
You're going to use the 12?
Yep.
Okay. So, using the 12, you guys travel for a period of time. The sun rises high into the sky. Is there anything you guys wish to do during your walk? Because you do have quite a bit of time.
I will keep an eye out for some of the ingredients for Dinox's fancy ink.
Okay. Go ahead and make a... This would be... You're keeping an eye out for it. I would say either a nature check or a perception check. And you will be able to add your proficiency.
Definitely nature.
You will be able to add your proficiency bonus to whichever check you choose to do.
Alright, I'm doing nature with a +4.
I don't think that's right.
Proficiency should be +4, yeah. Oh
Your
wait,
level-
no, it's a +3. Well, still,
I was gonna say you're.
it's a 7. That's right, mine's lower, I forget.
You're fun.
Yeah,
Also,
that's a 7.
why am I feeling like? No, because that only lasted for a day, so that's gone now.
Yeah, that's already expired. It's came about in the evening 2 days ago,
Right.
and then
I
by
don't know-
yesterday evening it was gone.
I may be thinking of something completely different, but I don't know why. But for whatever reason, I was thinking you had like a negative or something like that to your.
Yeah, that I lost all proficiency in everything for 24 hours 2 days ago.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Thankfully, that's over.
7. Okay. You're keeping an eye out for things, and unfortunately, most of the ingredients that you're happening to need right now, they're not in this. They're just not located on this island. This is a small island with not a lot of like greenery. So unfortunately, there's just not the proper stuff that you need. There is a chance you would know that there is a chance that there could be some of the like rocks and different minerals that you could need, but without stopping and digging for a little bit, there doesn't seem to be anything at the surface level.
Gotcha.
Okay. Does anybody wish to do anything else? Talk to Zane, Timbe, or Elaine at all, or just want to keep moving?
Well, we'll keep moving because they seem like a quiet, keep to themselves bunch, and Cardin doesn't really talk much to begin
Yeah.
with.
Timbe's been quite the chatterbox. He's talked. They've talked to whomever has had questions, and right now they just seem to be, walking with idle chatting. Not much of anything that is really interesting. Typical travel conversation that you guys would have.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, we'd probably like banter back and forth with them, but besides that, that's
Right.
what we would do.
Oh,
What was that?
I
Lana?
just remembered something, and meant to ask this beforehand, but did we ever like talk about the fact they brought up Orcus the previous night, or did any of us try to figure out who Orcus is? Because I don't remember.
I would say it's, especially with this apocalyptic style world, that Orcus is a well enough known name that you guys would know who he is talking about. He is talking about one of the demon lords of hell.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I would say that.
I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yeah. That's kind of like a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that would just be kind of a given.
Okay.
Plus, I don't remember. Did I mention that in the very beginning? I did. That his name is actually mentioned in the very original document that I gave you guys on what the world would be. The idea of the premise of the world being built around.
Oh.
Orcus. I feel like I've been left out of something here.
What do you mean?
I don't have any notes on this Orcus person.
Okay, so Orcus. I'm echoing from somebody.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Orcus is a demon lord. He's one of the most powerful entities in the Nine Hells. There's a series of lords, and depending on what lore you go with, there's a different number of them. You guys don't know how many demon lords there may be, but you know that Orcus is one of them. Orcus is the individual who Tenebris directly serves underneath.
Okay. I guess he mentioned it when I was talking to him, but I didn't jot it down.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Okay. Easy enough. But that is pretty much what you guys would know. There's not a lot of information about the Demon Lords because they've never set foot on the material plane. And most people who have encountered a Demon Lord don't live to tell the tale. Surprise, surprise. So, with that, though, your first day of travel comes to an end. Cardin chose wisely, where you guys gained a normal day of travel. So, you guys gained the benefits of a long rest.
Ooh.
And unless there's anything you guys want to talk about or say to the other group, I'm going to say for the sake of brevity, we will just jump to the next day. Due to your guys' current location, encounters throughout the night are going to be very minimal. So, for right now, you guys are in a good place. Next day?
Next day.
Alright. Then I would like somebody other than Cardin to roll a d12 for me.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh boy.
8.
Okay. So, same kind of situation for you, Katya. You get to choose between an 8 and a 3.
Decisions. This isn't as cut and dry as Cardin got, so
Unfortunately,
I'll go with the 8.
With the 8, okay. Now, this is a table that I have created, so the random effects that could occur are pretty evenly spread throughout. So choosing high or low is not a necessarily sound strategy.
I figured as much.
Cardin just chose one that happened to have a normal day of travel. For you, choosing an 8, that's also a wise decision. So, day 2 here, coming up on So that was what there. 1 day. So this day. So you guys are on the evening of the 5th of Zalfa. So with that, the next day goes by without too much of an issue, and due to the knowledge of Tembe and his crew, and you guys having a good sense of direction thanks to Denock, and a good knowledge of what is dangerous in in this world thanks to Cardin, you guys actually managed to trim off a little bit of time, and by early evening, you guys actually begin to see out off in the distance, not terribly far, but faint trails of smoke. And before it gets to the point of like, oh no, fire, it's like, oh, it's a fire. People are burning something. It's not, or it's not like a house is on fire. It's like, oh, they're burning wood to possibly cook something with. And then eventually you guys actually hear what sounds to be music. And then smell what appears to be different kinds of cooked foods kind of wafting through the air. Cardin, with your eagle-like eyes, you can actually see off in the distance people dancing out in the streets.
Hey, guys, there's people dancing in the streets over there.
Dancing?
Sort of like point.
Dancing?
How
I
far
love
away
dancing.
would it be?
You guys are like maybe 15-20 minutes walking, so it's not terribly far. For you, it's probably, it might be a mile, honestly. You can walk a mile in 20 minutes. Well, most people can.
I can.
So. So.
I think.
Tembe is kind of like, it's not too unusual for people to celebrate of any kind of nature. I wonder what the occasion might be. We shall inquire when we arrive.
Precisely. I was going to ask you, though, considering you seem so knowledgeable of this area, what they could be possibly celebrating.
I'll give him a check, but I highly doubt it. Unfortunately, I don't know everything. If they have some custom here, I'm not aware of what it is. It could be some holiday or the birth of a nobleman's son or something, for all I know. Nobleman.
Cardin, before we get too close, you're the one who can tell. Are they at least clothed?
I assume so.
Make a perception check, Cardin.
I will.
They're all buck naked.
You never know.
11.
11? Best as you can tell, yeah.
Yeah, they seem to be clothed.
Okay, good, because if they weren't, I would have recommended steering clear entirely.
Well,
Why?
think about it this way, Katya. If it is a celebration, then there's probably some really good food and drink being provided.
Even for outsiders?
Guess we'll find out when we get there, huh? If not, we have means of... He kind of looks to his allies. We have means of procuring what we want.
As do I.
Fascinating. Anyway, tally-ho.
boy.
And you guys eventually come in close enough to what appears to be some sort of like festival happening in this small little village. People are out in the streets, dancing, singing, eating, drinking. There's think about as you guys kind of enter. There's a sense of pleasure, in a sense, in the air. If you guys would imagine whatever your character would like to indulge in, whether that be drinking of fine drinks, consuming finely cooked meats, fighting, whether that be like a wrestling or even kind of like a like a official kind of league kind of style fighting, to darts or board games, things like that. If you can imagine it, it is here. You can find it. Now, that being said, the population here isn't huge. It may, the individuals present may seem to only number in maybe the 70s to 80s, but everyone is out in the streets, participating. The buildings here are ramshackle. They would be ruins that have been reconstructed, most loosely, to serve as makeshift houses. They're not like the TP huts that you saw before. And standing kind of towards the front of the village, having seen you guys come, is this elven individual, kind of wearing these. They would have been fancy once upon a time, but they've been torn and tattered and dirtied and cut and shredded in different areas to now where they look not much better than just common clothes. But you can tell, especially you, Katya, with that pristine eye for high quality, that these robes, maybe 10 years ago, would have been extremely valuable.
Neat.
And you guys kind of arrive, and he kind of gives this warm smile and just kind of, welcome. We don't get many travelers around here. Welcome to Nero. Please, come, join us for our festivities. The more the merrier.
Well, I would like to, but I would like to know what we're celebrating.
Yes, of course. Where did it go? There it is. We are celebrating for the Days of Dark, the prolonged nights.
Would I know what it is?
Cardin, you can roll a. Hold on, let me see. I think I wrote something down on this.
Days of Dark for prolonged nights?
Yep, the Days of Dark, or the prolonged night.
It was dark and stormy night.
Cardin, you can make either a history or religion check on this.
What about the rest of us?
I'm gonna give these other three checks. Nope.
I don't suppose I'd have any idea if it's a religious thing.
You guys can roll religion. I would imagine D-Knock would roll this as well, so I will roll for him.
13.
9.
16. Take that, holy man.
Wow.
Hey, I'm not exactly the smartest guy, okay? I didn't exactly
But
pay
religion
attention.
should be your strong
oh,
suit, at least.
nice.
Dear Lord, D-Knock.
Are we all rolling religion?
Yeah, you can roll religion as well if you wish, Asta.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be very high. My religion's like 1, but we'll see.
Better than the negative one of Katya.
Oh my gosh, never mind.
Not really high.
It's okay. I have a +0 to a religion, so +0
He's
to
a
int.
cleric.
All right. The let's see. So, Dinok and Asta clearly. Katya, you know a little bit. Carden, you're not sure what they're talking about. Valinar, you would know. That the Days of Dark, in terms of the Days of Dark, is effectively a solar eclipse.
Oh, cool.
But it has never affected. It's a solar eclipse that lasts for a few days. But it's never really been affected the floating islands in any way that you're aware of. Anyway, the rest of you know what Valinar knows, as well as you also know that during this time period, these number of days that this solar eclipse happens, people will have massive parties. And often they won't stop partying until they either like pass out or the solar eclipse ends. And if they pass out and wake up within the time period of the solar eclipse, they will pick right back up where they left off in terms of the party. This festival is supposed to be a way to kind of ward off or scare off away creatures of the night. So different kind of beasts that might lurk in the night, or different night creatures. This is what it is, as the Days of Dark gives it a time period where creatures that usually only move around at night can also move around during the day. So by being loud and festive and partying, they scare off these so-called creatures.
Well, I guess we better join the festivities then. I'd hate to be swallowed up by some night creature.
Fortunately, we still have a few hours before dark. Please, come, join the city. Enjoy the food and drink, the games. And when the eclipse ends, we will rest.
Now, see, I have quite the stamina, but I doubt I'll be able to go for a few days. I'll probably have to take a few rests in there, but I'll try.
We shall see. Anyway, come, drink, be merry. And as you guys walk into the city, everybody, from women to children to what would look like a grumpy old man, has massive smiles on their face, greet you kindly, and you are whisked away in the crowd, effectively. You guys, is there anything you guys would want to do in this party?
Oh yeah, definitely. First of all, first thing I'm going to do is I am going to try to maintain alter self on myself for as long as possible.
Ooh, okay.
And after I
Now, question: is alter
after I
self
cast the first one, I'm going to go find a drink.
Is alter self a ritual spell?
Unfortunately, I don't believe it is.
Okay. Then in that case, we
It
actually
is a concentration spell.
Yeah. So what we will need to actually roll a D100. Oh, that's not up here.
Let me see here real quick. I will verify.
Pretty sure it's not, but yeah, please do.
I don't think it is.
Oh, I see Rom
Yeah,
yelling at me from the chat. What are you? Even babies? Babies aren't. Okay, time out, guys, because he is technically a member. He's not. Babies aren't, but there don't seem to be any babies present in terms of around the alcohol and foods and stuff. What are you trying to insight check? Also, if you're trying to have me do something in the game, try to throw it in the Discord for me, Rom. That way I can see it quicker. I don't know what you're trying to insight either, by the way. You may want to tell me that. Okay. I'm positive Alter Self isn't a ritual, so you will need to cast.
It's not ritual.
Alright, so go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
D100. 65.
65. That's actually perfect.
That's great. How long does it last?
An hour.
1 hour?
Yeah.
So is that an additional hour on top of the
hour
hour that the spell lasts for, or?
I will allow it to be that way, yes.
Okay. That is ironic.
Okay.
Alright. So that's essentially a free casting of the spell, thank you.
Insight. There you go, D-Not. Everyone's partying and having a good time. I don't know what else to tell you.
That's the goal. Cardin's goal is to party and have a good time.
Okay. So
he's going to look for a drinking contest, I think.
Sure, there's absolutely a number of them.
Cardin.
Cardin, go ahead and just real quick, back to Katya. Katya, what were you gonna do after you got a drink?
Well, I was gonna go find a nice wine, and then, after having a glass, probably go dancing.
Okay. Easy enough. As you are appearing as a female, there are a number of young boys, and even some older men who ask you to dance. As soon as one person is finished with their dance with you, there's another, and if not 2 or 3, immediately right there waiting for you to take their hand to continue dancing.
I have a question.
Aww.
Do I see this?
You would.
Okay, cool. In the middle of one of his dances...
What? That's not even cool.
That's funny. I love it. And because Alter Self is not a 3rd level or higher, or a 4th level or higher, it just fizzles. So there's like... So there's a moment where like you're being twirled and thrown around a little bit, Katya, and as you are spinning around, expecting them to catch your hand and kind of pull tight, there is no catch, and you just stumble and fall to the ground a little bit. And when you
what the hell?
When you look up, the crowd. What do you hide? Latifi hides. Oh shoot! It bounced out. Where'd it go? There it is. What was it? It was a 5.
Oh, great.
Well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this guy. What this guy does if he attempts to hide. Valinar, you technically would have advantage due to the crowd hiding you. So roll it again.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna try and see it.
Sure. Roll
Do I get disadvantage because of the crowd?
Well,
yes. Yeah, I will say yes, Katya, because you're really bad at perception anyway. So.
God damn. 3.
Yes. So, but the individual that you were dancing with is suddenly lost in the crowd. A little perplexed.
Oh.
You stand up and begin looking for a new dance partner, at which point you come to the understanding that you no longer look like a female, as a group of females approach you asking for a dance.
No, thank you. I'm gonna see if I can find a place out of sight from others so I can put my spell back up. Thank you, Velinar.
You're welcome.
That's all right. As you do,
Thank you, mysterious person, getting rid of my magic.
I mean, you didn't see anything happen. Maybe you just lost track of time.
That's possible.
Or got completely distracted by the guys.
So, as you're doing that, Cardin, you go and you find a drinking contest that you enter. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw for me, as you guys.
I better get this. This is my redemption. Or not.
15. I mean, that's not bad. That's nothing to sneeze at. You do really well in the first series. Kind of taking it by storm as a newcomer who's clearly, no match for, or clearly too much for these other, lightweights, apparently. But go ahead and roll one more for me as you kind of enter into the semi-final stages of this contest.
22.
22, and just like that, you are continuing to drink everyone under the table. But now, as you kind of get to the final rounds, I'm going to ask you to roll another one. This one has disadvantage, however, as you have now consumed a plethora of alcohol.
Okay. 10.
Okay. And even with that, though, you are neck and neck with the other contestant, and you both kind of just slam your mugs down almost simultaneously. Both of you kind of let out this resounding burp that just kind of echoes across the way before people, and leaving a small silence before people are like, yeah! Woo! Neither one of you is crowned champion as you both finished simultaneously. But instead, you both are rewarded with basically more booze.
I am fine with this.
Valinar, what are you doing other than being a troll?
Continuing to be a troll.
You're gonna continue to be a troll?
I'm just gonna go find the most drunk people, like in the alley or wherever they're at. I'm just gonna use thaumaturgy to kind of make the ground rumble around them, open and close the doors around them.
Okay, so you're
really rough. You're drunk.
Yeah, so you are very much being a troll in the city. Are you going to be drinking or eating or anything like that while you are doing this, or are you just walking around doing this on your...
I'll probably get a drink and walk around with a drink, but I'm not going to get, like, drunk or anything.
Okay, understood.
Enjoy messing with people.
Yeah, who doesn't? Alrighty, that means... Katie, what would you... Or Asta, I guess. What would Asta be doing in one of these... Or in this individual? There's... In this party, I guess. There's a number of things that you could do. You could shoot... you could walk up to a vendor who is like doing like little toy bows for kids, and like doing like a shooting contest for like little prizes and stuff like that. If you wanted, or you could enter a drinking contest like Cardin did.
Well, first of all, Asta has no interest in dancing. She's probably never danced in her life because it's just not her cup of tea. So she's just kind of like looking at the whole situation with a bunch of suspicion. Like, she doesn't fully understand the point of dancing.
Oh, don't worry. At
but
one point, I'm gonna try and dance with you just for fun.
Oh god. You might get slugged. Let's see. I mean, if she tried to do that that shooting archery contest that's meant for children that you mentioned, she'd probably completely annihilate that. But she kind of wants to try it at the same time, just to kind of show people up.
Yeah, for sure. I believe. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so go ahead and just roll a... That doesn't hardly seem right. Hold on, that's... 9. Archery. 11. Okay, so go ahead and just roll a d20. Actually, you see your short sword?
Yeah.
Click that, and then just add 1 to the total.
Okay. So 16.
16.
That's what I said.
Ooh, you have 1 competitor in this competition. Out of the number of individuals that have kind of stepped up and have begun to shoot shoot these arrows at these targets and stuff like that. As yours kind of hits the target, and the guy's kind of like, whoa, we might have a new champion on our hands here. Almost immediately afterwards, you can see your arrow just split right down the shaft by a competitor kind of standing off to the side, who gives you this like cheeky smirk of like, this is my fucking competition, not yours.
Is this dude a child, or is he like an adult?
More like, I would say he's like an 18-year-old brat, if that makes sense.
Of course. I'm about to show this brat up.
Alright, let's roll it again.
Same thing?
Yep.
So 21.
21. Ooh, you guys are still at, every time you hit with a bullseye, he answers right back with another one. But you guys at this point are leaving the competition in the dust. I'm gonna ask for another check. Hopefully this one will determine a winner.
Aim this one at him.
Great. So roll 1 more for me.
Alrighty. 23.
Damn.
Okay. And with the last shot,
I'm
you are
showing
able.
Brad up.
So on this one, you hit another bullseye, and he kind of gets like on the line of the bullseye and the white, I believe it is, and you can see that mark is kind of like, for him, he knew that even though it's like a singular point in a competition, that point cost him the difference. And you do take this round of a victory from him.
Booyah. I just kind of look at him like, yeah, that's what you get.
Man, I shouldn't have known that I shouldn't have been fighting somebody who was, carrying one on their own. Why don't I get you a drink? Why don't I get you a drink and why don't I get you some food and drink, and we can trade tips?
I kind of scoff at him, but then I think to myself, I mean, it's free food, what the hell? So I agree.
Okay. You guys go off and you guys talk a little bit about archery and where you guys learned, and how he keeps in practice, which for him really is just shooting at the trees, which there aren't many. And I'm sure you wow him with some of your epic stunts that you have pulled in the past due to your nature in the gladiatory and everything. But you guys have some food and you drink a little. I believe that is... Oh, for the sake of brevity, Denoch is currently keeping a close eye on all of his friends and is slowly partaking in food and drink, basically just to stay satisfied. I'm going to roll him a perception check just to see how vigilant he remains. 12? That's not bad. Alright. Katya, you said you wanted to
find a secluded area away from prying eyes.
Oh, you've already done that
reapply
at
the
this
spell.
point.
Okay, well I'm reapplying the spell, so
for the sake of this, I'm not going to have you keep rolling the D100 because this is a festival. It's meant to be fun. I don't want an explosion to occur.
We'll call it fireworks!
Yeah, and then the fireworks happen in the sky, not on the ground. This is mainly for a theatric standpoint. For the sake of narrative,
okay.
Anytime a surge were to occur, you would suppress it.
Okay, fair.
Or allow it to happen if it was something that would be beneficial, like what happened previously. If you want to roll and check what they are, and just to see what you would be allowed for, I will allow you to do that, but you kind of just do that in the background a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Is there anything else that you wanted to do, though? Did you want to try... I heard earlier you said you wanted to try to get Asta to dance with you?
Oh, yes. I don't know if has she ever seen Katya as a female? Probably. Maybe once or twice.
Probably once or twice, yeah.
Okay. So, after, I'm gonna say after the last time I transformed, I will see Asta winning the competition, go out for drinks. I'll be keeping a lookout for Valinar doing some more dancing, and as soon as Asta is free, I'm gonna go and bother her. Just a strange woman running up to Asta saying, "Hey, come on, let's go dance."
Okay.
Would I remember that this is the appearance of Rona or not?
Would you? Does Asta have a decent memory? Like, would she recognize somebody in a quick moment like that or not?
I mean, we'll say she's got a better memory than who's playing her, but she probably still doesn't. but she probably still doesn't have a super great memory because she doesn't really remember things that aren't super important to her. Not that Katya is not important to her.
So a random ass woman runs up to you and grabs you by your hand as you have finished eating and drinking with the young boy, and you guys have set off on your own ways. And kind of grabs you by the hands and it's like, look, come on, let's go dance.
Now, from experience of bothering Asta in the past, where I have been punched in the face, I am going to ready the dodge action just in case.
I will say that's a smart decision on your part.
I will allow this, as Asta. There is a very attractive woman, speaking from the sense that, anybody can find anybody attractive. It doesn't mean that you're drawn to them in a sexual nature. But there is a very attractive woman who kind of comes up to you and kind of grabs you by the hands, and it kind of gives you a slight pull, and it says, "Come on, let's go dance," and kind of pulls you in the direction of the dancing field, as it's kind of like a small meadow that you guys are dancing in.
I just eye her with complete daggers. And I'm about to punch her in the face at the thought of dancing. I'm guessing she dodges my punch, though.
I don't know. Roll to hit at disadvantage. So roll a strength check. I believe it's strength. Yeah, roll a strength check at disadvantage. Yeah, she
That's
dodges your
stealth.
punch. Well, either way, you dodge her
oops.
That is
punch.
stealth. Oh my god. Oh, come on now. Don't try to kill me. We're friends after all, aren't we?
How can I be friends with someone I've never met in my life? I've never seen you before, lady.
Now that they've
right.
now that that's kind of been brought out a little bit, though, you do start to kind of realize little subtle cues and hints from the outfit that remind you of what Katya was wearing earlier.
Yeah, as
Alter
we're
self
talking,
only affects self, not the clothing you're wearing.
Right.
yeah, as we're talking, and I'm kind of like looking at her longer. I am kind of getting this sense of deja vu and like, wait, have I seen this person before?
Yeah. It very much
It's
comes
me,
on.
Katya, Catherine.
I kind of do a double take. I'm like, wait, what?
This is what I'm supposed to look like.
She kind of tilts her head back in realization, and she's like, "Oh, that's right."
Yes, we're celebrating, so I figured I'd be myself for the night, at least. Or as long as I can. So come on, dance. Come dance with me. It'll be fun.
I kind of nod at you and understanding that you'd want to appear as yourself, but I'm like, my answer, whether I knew you or not, does not change. I've never danced in my life, and I do not see the point of it.
Oh, please. You'll enjoy it. Can I try a persuasion?
So in this situation, I'm going to ask if Asta will allow it.
Oh, I suppose I will allow some possible persuasion.
Alright, so yes, roll a persuasion check.
I never get to use this one. 22.
Do you think that's high enough, Asta?
Yeah, I would say, unfortunately, that it probably is.
Okay. So Katya drags you out onto the dance floor and shows you how to rudimentary dance. After a few minutes of like being embarrassed and seeing everybody around you, eventually, once you get the hang of it,
I teach her the Charleston Shuffle.
okay. Eventually, after getting the hang of it and beginning to, actually be able to like dance without really having to think about, okay, now my foot goes here and then it goes there and then I twist like this. Eventually, you actually do begin to have some fun with it. It's a different style of moving your body, and after a while, it's even a different type of, working out and cardio, which surprises you. Garden.
Yeah, I kind of like begrudgingly am laughing and enjoying myself, even though I know that I just look like an idiot doing it.
Excellent.
Or maybe I look like less of an idiot as I practice more at it, but
I mean, that's the point of dancing, is to look like an idiot. Nobody cares because everybody else is doing it too. Some of them, they're drunk and stumbling and they think it's dancing.
it's true. But I will never admit to Katya that I am somewhat enjoying myself.
But as you do look around, you do see that he is right. Like, children who don't know how to dance at all are dancing and having fun, laughing. And there's old men who are, like, truffle shuffling around, in a circle, are laughing and having a good time.
Oh, Lord.
I give Katya a side glance as I see the children and the old men, and I'm like, am I at least a little bit better than them?
Yes, with proper guidance, yes, you've improved in the few minutes that we've been doing this.
Katya, who has the royal
Good,
background.
good. Let's just-
offering.
Hey, we don't know what she did for hobbies before.
True.
So
Let's just say that Asta is glad that cameras don't exist yet, so no one can capture this moment.
Oh, D-Knock will capture this moment in perfect clarity. Nobody will know that he's watching, but he's there.
fair enough. All right.
He should be glad that Asta doesn't know she's there. He's there, otherwise, he might
Garden. After your drinking contest, is there anything anything else you would want to do in the evening's festivities?
Axe throwing.
Axe throwing? I love it. Just give me an attack roll with your axe, then, as a competition here.
I take it my hand axe.
Yeah, your hand axe.
Jesus. 10.
Oh, okay. Right now, the contest is very heavily between you and one other contender.
Okay.
The next guy is the next guy who would be like the guy below the two of you. He's there, but he's like 3 or 4 points down. Where right now it's you and this other guy who are like neck and neck in a sense. Actually, this other guy's technically a few points ahead of you. So it'd be like, and point wise, it'd be like he's at 10, you're at 7, and then the next guy is at like 4. Everybody else is barely getting any points.
There.
So, go ahead and roll another one. This is basically a contest 2 out of 3 here. Okay. 23. Okay, yeah. So now at this point, it's you and the other guy. No competition. Both of you guys are out maneuvering everyone. That'd actually take you on a win there. So yeah, all right. So go ahead and roll me one more. This is the last 2 out of 3 here.
27.
Damn.
Yeah, just honestly, it was pretty tight. But that last throw that you had, you really put your back into it, and you actually end up throwing your axe through the board by mistake. And they're like, okay. You win by a slight margin, not a massive margin, but a bigger margin than the one that Asta had, and the individual kind of hangs his head in shame and kind of like, good job, good game, kind of a thing, and
GG's FFs.
pretty much, he was the guy at the end of every game, just GG, and then he's gone. So, but yeah, Valinar, as Cardin kind of finishes his activity, is there anything you want to be doing other than watching and the chicanery?
Watching.
He's watching.
So
check one
far, not really.
Okay. Sorry, you're keeping track of
D-Knock's getting sleepy.
Yeah, probably. Okay. So you're just gonna continue to keep up with the chicanery of messing with people?
I'm just gonna stop and stare right at Katia, and I feel terrible. I forgot her name. Asta.
You forgot my name?
See, you're not important to him. You should go punch him in the face.
I
Being
will.
fair, you share the same name with an anime character that literally does not stop yelling.
Yeah, but he's
So
all about
I
muscles,
keep
not a
thinking
bow.
of that character instead. Yeah.
I mean, Asta does a considerable amount of yelling too when there's 2 people around her. That's a
He's just
lot.
gonna
He legitimately
stare
talks
at
and
them.
yelling.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He's just gonna generally just kind of stop for a minute, notice their taste, just kind of stare deadass at them until they both look at him. Then he's gonna
I wave.
fake like he's gonna cast Dispel Magic and then leave.
Okay.
Are you just literally being like the prankster of this party? Like you're just causing havoc and then leaving?
Funny thing for a priest.
Yeah.
Yeah, no crap.
Okay.
So what would I roll if I want to see if he was actually legit casting the spell or not?
Roll an insight check.
Insight. This is not a strong suit. 10.
10?
Hang on.
Actually, I think that'd be 9, wouldn't it?
Why would that be 9?
Because you're proficient in insight, but your proficiency bonus is 3, isn't it? Not.
My proficiency bonus is 3, but my wisdom
Is a minus
modifier is
3.
-3.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. I'm sorry.
No,
I thought it was
yeah.
still applying.
It's a straight
Okay.
roll.
Yeah. No, you're fine. So it looked like he was going to, and then changed his mind and just pieced out. It
It
looked
must
like
be the
he was
glare
gonna.
that I shot him.
It looked like he was gonna cast a spell. Probably one that would get rid of your form. You can't be 100% sure on what he was gonna cast, but knowing Valinar, that's your best guess.
It must be the glare I was giving him when I saw him start to cast it. He's like, nope, and leaves.
Could have been.
Valor Mind links with him and goes, yeah, maybe I will come back and cast it now.
Okay. As the evening wears on and everybody is having a grand old time and a lot of fun, I'm gonna ask everybody to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh.
Valinar and Cardin, your Kalishtar crap does not help you in this on this save.
Oh well. First roll was a 25 anyway.
That's a 3. Oh.
Natural 1.
Well, at least I wasn't that.
Oof,
Ooh,
let's
and
see what I
D-Knock with
get.
a 23. No.
Ooh!
Oh my god!
Already.
Okay.
Wow, so that's an even split, almost.
Well, your 3 allies all failed, so those guys are having a blast. Hold on, I gotta think of how to do this now because the number that succeeded surpassed my. My expectations. Okay. Cardin and Katya. You guys have this euphoria wash over you guys as you guys are ingrained into the festival. Katya, you mentioned earlier that you didn't think that you'd be able to, continue through the night and into the next day. But you do. You and Cardin both are continuously involved in this cycle, this party that seems to never end, and is always kind of going. Now, if you guys drink enough to pass out, that is one thing, Cardin.
That ain't me.
But for the most part, you guys are dancing and eating and drinking, playing games, that kind of a thing, making busy with the local folk. There's even areas, for the lack of a better word, that serves as a pleasure house. In the area, yeah, it does serve as one. It's not like an official one because of the way that this village is, but it's serving its function as one. So you guys partake in what you wish to. I'm not gonna force you guys to do anything you don't wish to do, or anything like that.
If I get drunk enough.
Valinar,
But I'm not Cardin.
Dinok, Valinar, Dinok, and Asta. The three of you, as the day or as the evening wears on and eventually you guys do kind of tire, rest is needed. You guys find a place easy enough. Don't worry about spending money. It is covered, in a sense. And emerging the next day, you find it odd, a little odd, that Katya and Cardin are still partaking in the evening's festivities that seem to be going on for the next day. Dinok, you know what? I'm gonna give Dinok another intelligence check. It's gonna be an intelligence check, not anything else. So 8. Unfortunately, well, no, keen mind, so he would have advantage on this check. So 23. Okay, yeah, that's high enough. As you guys are gathering for breakfast, I'm assuming you guys are partaking in breakfast, right?
Oh, yes. I'm not gonna starve to death. Oh, wait. Just those three?
Yeah, just those three.
Oh, okay. Ignore me.
I would imagine... I said it was advantage, I gave it to you, jeez. I would imagine Dinok would be... but, like, slowly, if that makes sense. Asta, would you be partaking in breakfast?
Why, of course.
Okay. Excellent. Dinok kind of mentions, like, wait a minute. The days of dark, the solar eclipse. I'm not doing your voice. You can do it when you get back. Doesn't that only happen during a specific time of year? And you guys are all kind of eating and on the food and drink provided. Let me double check who rolled high on that roll earlier as well. Asta did. Asta, you would instinctually kind of know, yes, it comes more towards the end of, I believe it's the end of the year. Let me double check my notes here. Yeah, it typically happens in like the last couple of weeks of Iker and the first couple of weeks of Core, which are the last 2 months of a year. But currently, you guys are in the month of Zelfa, which is like the 4th month of the year. And upon this realization, I want the three of you to make another wisdom saving throw as you guys are continuing to party effectively.
19.
10 for Dinok. Uh-oh. Well, actually, no, I'm going to give Dinok advantage because he figured it out and was eating lightly. So 23 for...
And
No, not you, Cardin. I need Asta.
Ah, okay.
assume Star bullshit still not going.
No.
Dang it.
Oh.
Oh man, not as
Okay.
nearly as good.
Ripper was
That's
just
my
like
last one.
enough with that Kalishtar bullshit.
No, this is completely different. There's a reason why the Kalishtar stuff isn't affecting this. And I'll explain a little bit later. Dinok and Valinar, as you guys are kind of having this conversation and realization, Asta suddenly just fucks off to the party.
What?
She kind of just, I've had my fill. I'm gonna go, You know, I'm gonna go do whatever. She might
Dancing.
Whatever. She might. There's a little bit of a hop in her, hop skip. And you join the revelry that is the rest of this town, enjoying food and drink and festivities, as well as your companions in Katya and Carden, as well as Zane, Timbe, and Elaine. So, with this revelation, Dinok, using his keen mind, quickly counts backwards and goes 250. 250 days since the end of the Days of Dark, Valinar.
I'm just gonna assume it's light right now.
Oh, hold on. Go ahead. Say that again.
It's actually light out right now. Like it looks like a normal day.
It's like dark, a little darker than you would normally figure, but it doesn't look like a solar eclipse.
Um,
250 days since that eclipse ended. What has been going on?
Have they been partying for that long?
I suppose.
Is it possible to tell if there's like magic in the air? It's making people do this?
Do you or Dinok have access to detect magic?
I do not have it prepared.
Neither does he. Although it is morning, so technically you could swap it out if you wanted to.
Okay, I'm gonna do that real quick, 'cause I have a spell I don't need anyway.
That's fine.
I
would set up whatever spells you have you want to have. Dinok, there it is.
Right now. And detect magic, and I will ritual cast detect magic.
Okay. There is no magic in the air. But every ounce of food and drink is radiating magic.
Dinok, don't eat the food.
I mean, everybody's having a lovely time, though. You can see your allies just dancing and partying away, having fun games.
I knew I heard this story somewhere.
Alright, so,
Dang
real quick...
Lotus.
Lotus cast, yeah. While you guys are busy talking, I will come back to you guys and explain the quote-unquote mechanics of this in a bit. For the time being, actually, you know what? It's 10:40. Let's take a break.
Seems fair. I've been partying for like the last hour and a half, so...
We will take a break right here, guys, and we will be back in just a few minutes. Please stick around, get up, stretch your legs as you need, get a drink of water. I'm going to get another water. And we'll be back here in just a few minutes.
Oh, dear Lord, please no.
I take offense to that.
Oh, well, good. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a great relieving break. Anyway, we are cutting over to the individuals who have failed their saving throw against the yummy food. And we're going to start with Asta. Asta, as you skip off to go join the festivities this morning after enjoying a nice hearty breakfast, what do you think you would find yourself doing this morning? Or heading to do?
I mean, what is there to do?
anything and everything that you could imagine. If you were to go to a festival, or if Asta was to go to a festival, what would she enjoy doing? Because it is present.
She would enjoy shooting things.
So there's archery and archery contests and stuff like that. Obviously there's different ways or different contests that you can enter than the one that you entered yesterday. There's some of that you could do. I'm assuming you would do those things. You might try to dance a little bit now that you've had some practice and you know that you're not going to be the biggest goof out there. But is there anything else that you might do? If not, that's okay.
I mean, she would maybe want to like look around. Well, first of all, did they like know that it was like a quote fake party?
You don't. As far as you are aware, the party environment that you are in.
Okay, so our characters have no idea about that fact.
Your character specifically does not have any indication whatsoever. For the intents and purposes, you are considered charmed by the party or the festival, I guess.
Hey, I'm not the only one.
No. It's you. It is Asta, Katya, and Rona, Cardin, that are currently charmed by the festival.
I didn't know Rona was a character now.
Hey, he might be. But that is effectively what it is. You are basically drawn to this festival to partake in it. So there is literally everything from like archery to arm wrestling to gladiatorial style fights, no killing obviously, to basic to basically what amounts to a pleasure house, as well as like, well, that would include like gambling and stuff like that as well, to ice cream stand. Well, what would amount to, I guess it would be like a frozen custard type stand, to different kinds of foods. Sort of. To different kinds of foods and drinks, drinking contests. There are a number of other contests as well that are going on.
Gotcha. Okay. Asta will probably she'll do a little bit of dancing like early in the morning when the rest of the party members can't see her. She wouldn't mind so much if Katya glanced and saw her dancing because it was kind of her fault to begin with, but anyway, she'll do a little bit of dancing, and then she kind of wants to go off and search for some of these archer games. She wants to have a little bit more of a challenge than the one from yesterday.
Oh, so you're gonna look for a more challenging one? Okay.
Yeah.
I will say it takes you a little bit of time, but eventually you do find a contest, and it does challenge you a little bit. You still end up winning because your bonus to hit is going to be significantly higher than any other contestant. And with the fact that you're allowed to use, for this contest, you're allowed to use your own weaponry, you would still win, but the margin this time is still pretty close. You are pressured by a couple of other people who are just very good at their with their weapon. Unfortunately, though, your accuracy is just better than theirs. You take first place respectively, while some others take second and third. But the point distance between you guys was not very large. Probably 2 points at most between you and third place.
Gotcha. Very nice. Asta's having a good time. She's enjoying herself. And does she see this the rookie 18-year-old brat anywhere?
He would have been one of the contestants in this particular, in this kind of event, but due to the fact that you're allowed to use your own weaponry, you demolish him. He is not he is not in the top 3. I would say he's probably in the top. He'd probably make like top 5, but just barely. Like he'd probably be like the 5th person being placed. So not
Nice.
yeah. Katya, what would you be doing?
I'll probably start out dancing for a little while, but once I get bored of that, I'm gonna see if I can find somebody who will teach me how to play a flute.
Ooh, okay. I would say that there would be somebody around who would be willing to, like in the downtime of things and in between rests and stuff like that, that would be willing to teach you some notes on a flute.
Neat. I want to practice with that.
Okay, go ahead and roll a performance check for me. It takes you a little bit of time to get the hang of it, but eventually when you do get the hang of it, and it does start to sound pretty good. It's obviously not the best, but you are beginning to get the hang of it.
Sweet. I'll keep practicing on that then. I got time.
Yeah, and this would be something that kind of happened throughout the night and kind of continuing into the next morning here. Yeah, and you continue to dance. Anything else? Or is that going to be about it for you?
I'll substitute some of my downtime with another bit of wine, and
Okay.
as that wears off, re-up it.
Okay. Alrighty then, that will... Cardin, I'm assuming you're going to continue to eat, drink, and fight?
Yeah, because Cardin rolled a nat 1 on that first wisdom, so he's sort of just going with the flow.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, so, is there anything particular that you would be looking for, or no?
Like, to do?
Yeah.
Not really. He's basically just being party animal Cardin.
Okay,
At this
understood.
point, because at this point he's probably too drunk to really do axe throwing games or anything like that.
Okay.
Competitive games.
Okay, understood. That will circle us back around to the non-afflicted members. So, basically, what I'm going to allow you to do, Valinar, is during you take this day, effectively. I'm assuming you're going to try to so first off, the first thing that you do notice is even though you guys are not being affected by the the charming aspects of this food and this festival, there is still that kind of pull that you want to partake in the festivities, but you guys are resisting. You would probably imagine the longer you go with abstaining from the festivities, the easier it will become. But right now, it is still kind of a challenge. But what you were going to be able to do is during this day, you will have the opportunity to attempt to do something to aid your allies in some manner. You have 2 attempts for the day. Now, if you know what this means that you can kind of try different things. These attempts can take a manner of time, or they can be something that is, more instantaneous. But the limitation is still 2, and the reason for that is the rest of the time is effectively spent brainstorming. Due to DNOC also not being affected by you, I'm going to basically give you advantage on any check that you would otherwise perform during this gauntlet, basically. If you have an idea that does require DNOC's spell proficiency or a spell that he knows, then I will have him roll the check with advantage rather than you. But yeah, that's kind of how this is gonna work. So is there?
I have one idea.
Okay.
But I have a question. How big is this area with the people? Because you said it's a lot of people.
Yeah. So the dancing area. The dancing area is kind of taking part, in a mild-sized meadow. It's not like anything massive, but it's enough for probably 20 or 30 people to dance around in kind of comfortably. And that's kind of just off to the side of the main street of the village, where the food and drinks and stuff like that are being partaked, and then kind of at the end of the street there, kind of by the very far side of the meadow, and at the very beginning, you would imagine, side of the where the food and stuff starts, is what is serving as the pleasure house where the gambling and stuff like that takes place.
Okay. I kind of want to do this same thing twice.
Hold on, you're roboting?
First time? Yay. Okay, hang on.
Nope, you're fine.
Wait. Okay. I wanted... Is, everyone in the party who's affected, are they all within 120 feet, I assume?
$120 feet. You could, if you're patient, you could attempt to get. You could manage to get all of your allies within 120 feet at one time. I would say not including the Zane, Tembe, or Elaine though.
Okay. So I'm gonna attempt to do that, and I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that Dispel Magic allows me to target a magical effect to try and dispel the charm.
Ooh, okay.
So,
okay.
Do I need to make that
I will
wisdom check?
Go ahead and roll the wisdom check for me. I have to, while you do that, I have to kind of think about how to rule this.
And you said an advantage because DNOC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank God for the advantage. Oh, yeah. Cool.
Wow.
So that probably won't work anyway.
Yeah, I guess I don't have to think too hard about it. Because unfortunately, that is just not quite enough. That is one of your actions, but as a freebie, I am going to kind of give you, due to the nature of how this works, and with the brainstorming of DNOC and everything, it is possible that while your Detect Magic did pick up the magical effect within the food and stuff, it could be that the effect of the food is not necessarily magical after it is consumed. Which kind of leads you guys down the road of poison and diseases and things of like that. I can't remember what else? Curses, maybe even. Because once the food is consumed, the magical effect is technically dispersed, but there is a effect that happens on the individual, so. But that is one of your attempts for the day. Do you have another idea that you would like to try?
Really have. If Denock has any ideas, speak up, because I have one other idea and it only targets one person.
Let's see here. No, nothing would happen with that. He doesn't have any kind of spells that would... Yeah, I don't think he has... He doesn't have any spells that would be beneficial in this area. I'm not sure in terms of an idea, however.
Yeah, that was my other idea. I was just wondering if you had any other ideas.
I was assuming that Lesser Restoration was your other idea, and that's probably the only thing he would come up with his knowledge, because he has seen you cast that before.
So,
otherwise, he'd say after they died, he could raise them as the dead, but that's about it.
Oh, geez, we're literally going to party ourselves to death then, huh?
You could.
That's all fine. Asta.
Okay.
And try Lesser Restoration.
Lesser Restoration, and that is a 2nd level spell.
I have one more idea, but I'm out of actions.
Oh, yeah, there it is. I was like, hold on, I swear this... Okay, yes, it indeed does remove Asta's effect. Asta, you are no longer charmed by the festival, and you are of your own sane mind.
Yeah. Don't eat food or drink the drinks.
Does this come as like a sudden realization to me as I'm in the middle of doing something?
Not exactly. Like, you were still enjoying yourself, and your mind was still and you still had your own free will. Basically, Valinor lays his hand on you, and you feel this like euphoria slightly drop a little bit, and then he says, "Don't eat or drink anything."
I dropped the mug in my hand. No. I don't know if I would have had a drink in my hand, but
You down the mug in your hand, right? Oh. And through dwarven nature. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, knowing Asta.
I mean, it's your character. You tell me what you do.
For fear of the food or drink, like, altering me in some way, I'm gonna just listen and not.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta scroll through my calendar because I want to keep track of where we are. Okay. So. Alright, so now that you guys are free and it's the end of the day, I am gonna ask for the 3 of you now, to make me... What do I want this to be? Yeah, let's do wisdom saving throws again, but all of you have advantage now to resist the temptation to partake in the festivities. Anyone?
I was at 27.
Anyone from Denock, 27 from Not you, Cardin.
Not you, Carden.
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
Yeah, so Asta is the other one.
Oh, oops.
Yep, you're fine. Just a wisdom saving throw with advantage. You have a decent wisdom modifier, I believe, so.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, 22. That'll do.
Sweet.
So you guys have resisted the effects for this day. Going forward, as long as you...
I want to make...
Huh?
Oh, sorry, I'm changing the spell around.
No, you're fine. Going forward, as long as you don't willingly partake in the food, you guys are good now at this point. The three of you. That brings us to... Okay, you guys are good. This will technically bring us to a long rest for the three of you. So, Valinor, if you need to change out spells or anything like that, do it now.
Yep.
Cardin and Katya, as you guys are continuing to party and enjoy the festivities, the drinks and food and everything else that is present, the food, Katya, is befitting that of a king, maybe even somebody beyond what your father would have eaten in his prime. But due to the nature of partying pretty much constantly, I would like both of you to make Constitution saving throws.
Easy money.
You say that.
22.
You guys
26.
are both fine, and you guys are effectively party animals as you guys are continuing to do this, that, and the other. And as we enter into day 2, or enter into the night, the second night here in Narrow, is there anything specific that you guys want to try to do during the festival, or is there... or do you guys just want to continue to dance, eat, and fight?
Well, with all this free time, I'm going to be practicing the flute a little bit more. I'm going to see if I can't master it by the time we're done here.
Cardin would probably want to take a nap.
I mean, that's easy enough. You drink and pass out. Go ahead and make another performance check for me, Katya.
Not as good. These hours are starting to wear on me.
Yeah, the hours are starting to wear. And... yeah, and that, so unfortunately it does not go the way that you exactly wanted it to, but practice is practice.
Indeed.
That'll bring us into the next day. Valinor, do you have ideas?
I have one idea that's not cast Lesser Restoration on the last 2 party members.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide want to cast Lesser I can't speak English. Lesser Restoration on them, or if I want to try this. You said I detected magic coming from the food, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's specifically non-magical. Okay. So I guess to start with, I am going to attempt to... Where did my spell go? I lost it. I'm going to attempt to dispel the magic on the food.
Any specific food, or just food in general?
The charm magic that I detected coming from it, because I can choose a magical effect.
Okay. Go ahead and...
Will that not work that way?
You don't know. So go ahead and
Okay.
roll roll a wisdom check, I believe is what it is for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Advantage or no?
Yeah, you can have advantage.
Because of D-knock.
Yep. Wow.
Well, no.
You know, in the last arc, you rolled over 20s the entire time. Now you're gonna roll 10s, so that's fine. So we've moved on to the next day, basically.
This is the revenge.
Yep. So here's
one more action, don't I?
Well, here I'm gonna tell you what happens here. You do manage to dispel, because just based off of the nature of how it works, the roll was more for effectiveness. You do dispel some of the magic, but what you realize is the food itself. It is almost as if each individual fixing of the food has been enchanted in some way. So the boar that is on the table, the whole boar itself has been enchanted, but the giant batch cauldron even of mashed potatoes that is around is enchanted in this way. So you were able to basically de-magic one of the foods that is present, but there's so much food that it would take a very long time to basically make all of it non-magical. And on top of that, the food continuously appears. You aren't even 100% sure where this food is coming from, as you haven't been paying attention. You just know that when the food is empty, you turn away for a little bit, and when you come back, it's been refilled somehow, in some way.
Damn loaded. Cool. I'm just gonna go Lesser Restoration, Cardin.
Okay.
Because I already know Kadi is just gonna fail again and fall right back into it.
Funny.
Given your track record.
I mean, you have ways around that. Anyway, okay, that will bring us. That'll bring Cardin back to us, in a sense of you have been told not to eat or drink the food again. Normally I would give you advantage, but seeing as you're Cardin and you have a negative intelligence modifier, I'm gonna say just make another straight wisdom check for me, Cardin, to resist the temptation.
13.
13? I'm gonna say that's not high enough, as you're kind of like, but I want it.
Yeah.
Even with the advantage roll there, that didn't help you much. But yeah, I'm gonna say you Lester Restoration Cardin, and then he's like, no, and you eventually, by evening, you have seen that he has fallen victim to the enticing party that rages around him. And we will move on to the next day.
Damn it.
You're like, damn it, Cardin.
What is this, day 3 now? I'm losing track.
Don't worry, I'm keeping track. Katya, another performance check for your magic, or for your flute.
Same old song and dance.
Mm-hmm. See, I believe you rolled a
15.
I think you rolled a 21, a 9. I think it was a 21, wasn't it? No, 19.
Yeah, I'm looking. 19.
19,
19, 9. 15.
15. Okay. Okay. All right. Anything different for you as well, as you are continuously dancing, having a number of different boys and men asking you for dances as you are continuing to keep up the guise that is your feminine form?
I'm sure some of them have even invited me to the pleasure house, to which I politely decline.
Okay.
I'm not ready for that yet, but if I had to stay here singing and dancing and playing the flute for too much longer, I might have to out of curiosity.
Okay. That is perfectly fine. That is within your right. The charm effect does not compel you to do anything that you wouldn't want to do. With that being, though, we're going to move into the next day. I'm going to say that you guys don't need to continue to make those constitution checks, because I just thought about something. It would be pointless. Those checks really shouldn't happen, because otherwise, this village would be dead. If exhaustion were to accrue. So I'm going to say magical bullshit, go. And that's how it works. So, with that, we come to the next day, Valinar. Do you have any new ideas, or do you want to just try the same old song and dance of trying to Lester restore people?
I have absolutely no idea. Let's wait. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. I found what I was looking for. Sorry.
Okay, I would say Dinok may go something like, what are the chances that like Lane or Zane or Elaine might have some kind of magic similar to Lester Restoration that could help? Honestly, I wonder if Oscar has anything.
I found something that might help. Aura of Purity.
Ooh.
I don't know if or not, but
Ooh. Okay, so So here's the thing. I would say yes. But only after they have been cleared from their affliction, basically. Because the way that I'm treating it is it's like similar to poison. But because they're already poisoned and just eating and drinking continuously prolongs the poisoned effect, there is no save at that point in time. If you used this as one of your actions and then used your other action to Lester restore somebody, when they would have advantage on the next wisdom save because of the resistance to poison, that would give them for their like, no, I don't want to drink kind of a thing for their resist effect. So it could work. Okay. Something that might be more effective for you would be something like she doesn't have it.
not the right spell section.
Purify food and drink. I don't know how that spell exactly works. But it might be.
Purify food. Magical.
You
already said you already said it's magical. That's why I discounted it.
Oh, okay. I guess. Well, let me clarify something for you, and you would know this now that you've dispelled magic on some food. When you dispelled the magic on the food didn't disappear. So the food and drink itself, in some nature, is indeed non-magical. It's just the fact that it's been enchanted with this charm effect.
Okay. If that's the case, I wouldn't have grabbed Aura of Purity. I would have grabbed that then.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I understand. I understand the slight confusion there, but that is part of this challenge, even though it's like a little festival. Because aren't you guys having fun?
Absolutely.
I mean,
your
characters are having a blast. Valinar and Denoch are having like a midlife crisis, but you know.
Well, Valinar's sitting there going, I wish I could have come up with something like this. And he's gonna...
it's a prank?
Fair
enough.
Valinar's a what?
Valinar is going to attempt to purify food and drink, then.
Okay. Give me 1 second, and I will... Okay, Rangers cannot learn spells, so none of them would have any. Then a 5-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within 10 feet, and rendered free of poison. Okay, so where do you want to target that?
Is the food area.
Okay, keep in mind it's a 5-foot radius, so it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Do you want to focus it on the food that like Cardin and them are eating, or on the general public, or?
First one, I'd probably focus on where all my friends are eating from.
Okay. Cardin and Katya, they are pretty... Yeah, I'd say they, at some point in time, they're within 10 feet of one another, eating or drinking. So you cast a spell. Cardin and Katya, can you both re-roll your wisdom save for me?
It's not gonna be good, but I'm doing it.
20.
Look at that. 0. God damn it.
Okay, Cardin.
I just can't roll above a 5 on a wisdom save anymore.
Come on, man. A natural 0 is pretty friggin' funny, though.
I can go up to a -2. I don't want to hear it.
Cardin, however, you actually are beginning to become a little bored with the festival. It's not as enticing as it was beforehand. But yet it still tries to draw you in. However, Valinar, you have one more action. You can see that Cardin is not partaking in the festivities as regularly or as frequently as he was. He has like slowed down in effect. Basically, you know that the purify food and drink affected Cardin, but it did not seem to affect Katya. He is still under the effects of the festival.
I'm seeing his card.
Say that again? I'm sorry.
Seeing his Cardin's just about snapped out of it. Go over to Katya and use Lesser Restoration, but instead of touching him, he's gonna slap him in the back of the head.
Okay. All right. And Katya, like that, you kind of come out of your stupor or your senses here, and the fatigue and stuff is what hits you kind of immediately.
Ow! What the hell? Oh,
don't eat the food.
You're warned not to eat the food.
Am I allowed to just pass out from fatigue?
No, it hasn't been that many days.
Oh,
I'm assuming
my legs are so sore.
I'm assuming you tell Cardin the same thing about don't eat the food or drink.
Yep.
Okay. You two, I need you both to make me another wisdom saving throw, this time at advantage, to resist the temptations of the party.
Nine.
God damn it, Cardin.
The one thing I am slightly good
Hey,
at.
14.
If I start prepared, I drop it. I think I dropped. Dang
You
it!
know what?
I dropped hold person for purify food and drink.
You know what? I'm going to use my inspiration to reroll my wisdom.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was dying. Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Damn. Oh, wait a minute.
91.
22. You just
I
go ahead
want
and
to.
Yeah, 22.
Hang on. Where's mine? I want to
14.
bin on mine. I want to bin luck on mine.
Ooh, what's Ben Luck do?
I can spend 2 sorcery points and roll a D4 to give a bonus to my ability check. Or sorry, my saving throw.
Okay.
So now that's a 17.
And just like that, as the evening begins to draw to a close on this day, Valnar, all of your companions are seemingly broken from the spell of whatever was going on here. However, Valinar, I also need you to mark off 3 days worth of rations. The rest of you are fine because you guys have been partaking in the food, other than Denoc. Denoc has been free this entire time as well. And then Asta will need to mark off 2, so...
Well, at least I gained a skill out of this. But I don't think I'll go dancing for quite a while.
And now is when I tell you, when you regain... No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do anything like that.
What?
You lose all your memories. I'm kidding. What?
Oh, ha!
But-
Don't do that to me.
You guys do know that the other 3 that traveled here with you are still partaking in the festivities. However, the evening is late. The time is 9. I am assuming you guys wish to go to bed and discuss what has occurred.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Do I
Yes.
have... I don't think I do, because Yeah, I used a lesser restoration today, so I don't think I can... I was wondering if you'd let me go lesser restoration then before bed.
So you
But I
use...
assume we're still sticking to the 2.
Well, because of the day, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
If you wish to try to free them in the next day, I will allow it.
Okay.
So you guys are into day 10. I'm assuming you wish to try to do that, and then all of you get out of there.
All
You're
of
gonna
us leave.
Okay. You guys are gonna leave the village. Understood. I'm gonna
We
roll.
could just pull them away. Force them to leave.
They wouldn't want to. So
Force
Mark
them to
off-
leave. Knock them out.
go ahead and mark off 3 spell slots, Valinar, and you tell them not to eat the food. And I will roll 3 saving throws, or 2 saving throws for a saving throw for each of them at advantage. Jesus Christ. Okay. God for advantage. Okay. What's the lowest bonus? It'd be yours.
Oh, I marked off the wrong
Which
3
is
slots. Whoops.
Still, no, yours. Oh no.
I've been luck.
You said that right as D&D Beyond crashed on me.
Whoever you're saying oh no to, I've been luck. Just to be safe. Here, have a +1.
Don't think that's gonna help him any.
Yeah, finally got back to the character sheet.
Yeah. So, Weak of Will, Timby, apparently, Weak of Will, rejoins the festivities, unable to resist the urge to drink and dance and to eat. The rest of his companions, however, do so.
I don't suppose we can convince Zane and Elaine to forcibly drag him away from here.
Unfortunately, he's the slippery sort.
When he's caught up in the middle of something, I don't suppose one of you might have the strength to just knock him out.
They turn their heads towards Cardin.
Me pleasure.
So I guess roll a punch. Are you going for a punch, or are you going for like a chokehold?
You know what? I'm gonna go for like a hammer punch to the top of the forehead type of deal, or like to the crown of the head.
So much for sneaking
on that
up
soft,
behind him.
like on that soft spot
Sure.
on
Go
the
ahead.
top of your head, and just hammer punch.
Go ahead and roll. Yeah, at advantage.
Oh my god.
Why is this so low for me tonight?
It's looking for here tonight, guys.
Yep, he is.
Hey, guess what? I have 2 attacks.
Oh.
Technically he would be. I'll allow it. Still, both attacks with the advantage, kind of a thing. That does hit. So it would be 2 plus 4, so a total of 6 damage. Which. So he takes the damage, and then I'm gonna give him a con save. Yeah, for basically maintaining consciousness. Which he will barely succeed on.
Can I fix that?
What do you mean?
I can bend luck as a penalty too.
What's the range on bend luck?
If I can see them.
There's no range. It's just if you can see him.
When another creature you can see makes an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can use a reaction and spend 2 sorcery points to roll 1d4.
Yeah, I guess. Technically, we
Alright.
used his reaction to do that.
Bloop.
So
God damn it.
1.
-1.
I think he still would just barely keep on to that.
Oh. Damn.
I like
Trying so hard.
Like literally, I think he would have been at the kind of like the DC kind of area thing here. I think he's just barely holding on. But because you hit him, he is going to bonus action disengage, use his 40 feet of movement, and then use his action to hide
Great.
among the crowd. That's pretty low, but that's okay. Because his modifiers are nuts. So, Cardin, you lose him in the crowd.
Great.
With your passive, that is. And Valinar, he hides from you as well. I don't think his party members have Yeah. Nope. That perception is not high enough to find him at his current stealth check. So, you guys can all make perception checks for me if you wish to try and find him. That was a dismal roll.
7.
There's that -2 I told you about. God damn it.
That's funny. Perception.
I have got to get my wisdom back. Man,
really
that
funny.
is one hell of a crowd. Who are we looking for again?
Perception.
I assume my vision's a little bit better, but I still don't think I passed.
You guys currently do not see him. Zane would be like, we kind of need him before we move on, unfortunately. At least we do.
Let's see.
Well, eventually he has to come out to eat or drink, so we will find him again. He can't resist the pull of temptation forever.
No, but he can stay out of sight for a very long time. Even without magic, he's very good at it.
So we just move around until we accidentally find him.
Is there any good day that would have him instantly reveal himself? Like either make him really angry or really excited?
I could try to message him.
Oh, I have a spell that makes our voice 3 times louder than usual.
Oh, I have to be able to see them. Never mind.
Valinar, make a
Yeah.
persuasion check for me.
Oh god, this is not gonna go well.
Don't worry, I rolled really bad.
Don't worry, so did I.
Yeah, but I rolled a natural 1. You just rolled a modified
That-
1.
I will hold a
Which means
money.
you barely made it.
Zane kind of looks to Lane, and she kind of shakes her head, and he kind of is like, rolls her eyes. Zane kind of speaks up. He doesn't like to talk about this much, but he actually has a deep desire for the lute, playing the lute. If we can get, or potentially try to orchestrate maybe a competition for the lute?
Oh, like a talent show or a music fest.
A music competition?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Then I could show off my sweet fluting skills.
Excuse me. Perhaps something like that would work.
Alright, well, where's a good area?
Anxiously looking through his character sheet, and I'm like, oh, he's proficient in a lute. Neat. Okay. So, I will have everyone now roll a persuasion check. This is to attempt to get the crowd to endorse you, basically. Oh wow, they rolled really well. Well, one of them did.
22.
That's a 2. Going great.
Yeah, let's see. The wizard rolled. Oh, he got a flat. 17. The elf 8. Okay. 22. Carden, where's your roll?
Persuasion.
Yes.
I will try. 13.
Oh, geez, Asta.
Asta?
She has had so many natural 20s tonight. Okay. Yeah, easy enough. You guys managed to talk the crowd into essentially a talent show of sorts. And as you guys are keeping an eye out, eventually, I don't think I gave him. So he wouldn't do anything like that. Keeping Carden sort of out of sight, you do eventually see the familiar tabaxi kind of coming through the crowd a bit, kind of towards the evening hours of this day, and begin to dazzle you guys with his lute. He actually performs pretty well. Not the most amazing, but does pretty well at it. Valor,
I'll join him on stage with the flute.
Valor, are you casting another Lesser Restoration?
Yes.
You do so, you warn him again. I will roll another wisdom save for him. Poor buddy does not have much wisdom.
Can we just, like, hold on to him and drag him out of town before he eats anything?
Sure.
Would that work?
I will just roll again. And he still didn't roll very well. He fights you all the way out there. Not like in an aggressive manner, but like, guys, I'm so hungry. I'm thirsty. Please, just one more drink. But
Here, have some rations.
But eventually, as you guys get out of town, his mind kind of becomes his own again, and he kind of calms down. And eventually, the noise of the party kind of dies down. It kind of, gets quieter. I would hope. Does their fade out function not work anymore? Cool. Stop it then, fuckers. Eventually, as the sounds kind of die out, you guys are left to your own devices out in the wilderness per se. It's still kind of this barren area with the occasional tree here and there. As you guys have completed the festival.
Yeah.
So, what was the deal with that festival anyway? Like, is that normal, or for them to party like that under, I guess, intoxication of some sort, or is there something else going on?
Denoch explains that the festival was supposed to have ended 250 days ago. Well, 254 days ago.
254 days is the majority of the year. Why are they still partying?
I don't remember if that's the majority, but yeah.
Magic bread?
Well, all I know is if we ever need to party nonstop, we can always come back here and not touch the food.
Valinar, for the sake of everything, do you explain,
What I know,
yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Okay. So it's it's a little more complicated than that. Dinok and Valinar explain basically everything they know. That the food, has been somehow contaminated in a sense. And that it is some sort of enchantment that they are continuously dancing and stuff like that with. You don't know the nature or anything like that of any of this. You're not sure if there is a way to stop it, really. But the source seems to be the food. Food and drink.
But how many people did we see in there?
Overall, probably 80.
Okay.
Yeah. Even with your guys' numbers, it wouldn't have pushed it over the 100 cap limitation.
I do wonder, though, if they are to surpass the 100 cap, would they be completely defenseless against a demon invasion?
Probably.
Well, there's nothing we can do for them. We can't just hang out here for the next few years and wait.
Honestly, to see how many demons they can kill.
Demon killing?
No, Curtin, we're not going back.
As you guys finish making your way to the edge of the peninsula, away from the city, far off in the distance here, you can see Timbe point and goes, as it's beginning to get dark now, the sun just barely illuminating the island in the distance. And kind of goes, that there is our next stop. That is where we need to get to. And that rock will lead us to the city of Shohiga.
Please spell that for me.
S-O-G... I think that's an O. Hold on, let me get it closer to my eyeball. Yeah, S-O-G-I-H-A. Shogiga.
Sogiha.
Yeah, accents are weird. Sorry.
Shogiha. Got it.
Hopefully, they're not in the same state as this city. Naro has always been somewhat of a poorer community, so the fact that they've had so much food, I guess, is a blessing.
What would we do if, hypothetically, every major town in the archipelago is stuck in a constant party state?
The three of them kind of look at each other and kind of share a knowing, share a knowing look before Timbe kind of continues to speak, and he goes, "Well, if we were to find that, we would take advantage of the situation a bit. Not here in Nero because of certain situations, but in other places, people owe us favors. Those people would provide us with the rations that we would need, preferably ones that are not enchanted in this nature. Now, we may have to just make our own rations in that kind of a situation, but we will make do. And then if we could, find a boat, because traveling via the boat would be much simpler than walking on water."
Agreed. And worst case scenario, I'm sure Valinar has some way to, I don't know, fix the food if it were contaminated.
We didn't notice. Congratulations. You really are not perceptive. Honor says that. It's dead. Dead, by the way.
Yes, thank you very much.
I don't know what you're talking about. I spent the whole time partying.
Thank you very much, by the way, for your assistance. If it was not for you, it was very likely that myself and my allies would still be there and partying. Oh, I guess not a bad way to die, but definitely unfavorable.
Yeah.
Well then, I suppose we should sleep. If we get up, you know, excuse me. If we get up early and get an early start on the water, we could maybe cross the water. Although, we may have to hurry. I'd hate for us to have to, spend the night on the water.
Yes, that would not be good.
That sounds extremely complicated. I wouldn't want to try and sleep on the water either. I feel like that would just, makes me feel sick just to think about it.
Yes, it would
Yes,
be...
so we should definitely go to bed now. Go to bed now and get up early, maybe before the sun rises, and get a move on.
We may have to push past the normal day's travel as well in order to completely traverse the water. So, if you can, get as much sleep as you can tonight.
I think we'll be fine. I just party for what, 3-4 nights straight.
That has to catch up with you at some point.
It'll catch up with me tomorrow for sure. Y'all just, if I pass out, just carry me.
Well. Well then, I suppose we'll set up a watch system similar as we did the other night. And we'll try to take off before first light. There will be no encounters this evening. And we'll try to, how do we say, book it across this stretch of water.
Water jogging. Interesting.
Yes. Unfortunately, Mr. Valinar, we don't have a good way of assisting you in the water walking, so we will be relying on you tomorrow.
Yeah, it's fine. Be just a little longer than last time, probably.
We can do it. We survived worse.
Okay. Fair enough. Then let us go to sleep.
Agreed.
And you guys go to sleep and get the benefits of a long rest. And that is where we will end the session for tonight, as it is almost midnight.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you guys for sticking around during this session here and getting us joining us on the holiday weekend here. I had a blast. I hope everyone else had fun, but
Indeed, but now I'm tired.
yeah, I feel that. All right, well, you guys have a good one. I will see everyone, or hopefully see everyone next week. Everyone have a good night and take care.
Night, y'all.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.